and try again.
But I've got to ask you, of course, they mentioned that topic. Opie recently, you remember that guy?
Yeah, I remember him.
From that Anthony Cumia guy's show. Remember him?
I remember him.
Yeah. Well, pretty recently, I think that, and I've been an Opie defender for a long, long time. But the state of his show lately, that it's gotten to where it's almost sad. And it really is the point where he just has nothing to talk about, but he insists on doing the show every other day. And it really, I actually have gone from being a fan that listened to being a fan that made fun of him to now I can't put myself through it. And I genuinely feel sorry for the guy.
Right.
Even WATP have said that they can't make fun of the guy anymore because it's like getting another gang to jump a smaller guy. Like it just feels awkward. So basically, do you think that the general feeling from the public is changing on Opie? And do you think that his podcast can ever be fixed?
His podcast can always be fixed. He's had multiple opportunities to reinvent and change and grow and develop, and he's just fought it. And I'm not shitting on the guy here, but he's just fought it every step of the way. And there's been, I think it's pretty public that I've reached out a couple times in the last, I don't know, what are we looking at here? Almost 6 years ago, since he left satellite radio, that some weird paths have crossed. And I said, hey, this might be a good idea if we try to do something like this. And he's resisted it every single time. And not just from me, but anybody else that's tried to help him. He knows better. He's not going to take anybody's help and it's not like listening to Twitter and stuff and like, oh, we're just trying to give you constructive criticism. These are people that either worked with him or work in the industry that know things that he doesn't know, and he doesn't want to do it. So he does his show the way he wants to do it. I don't know. I mean, there's ways to fix his podcast, definitely, but he has to want to do it. And I don't think he does. Like he says a lot of things, but that I don't think he actually means, just because it's going to generate like a lot of it's. I haven't watched his show in forever unless something gets sent to like the staff for some reason, because maybe somebody mentioned us or he mentioned us, or, you know, over at Compound, if we go through the emails and there's stuff because he was talking about Anthony again. That's the only time I really get to see his stuff, because I don't care at this point. I mean, not at this point, but for a long time, I don't care what he's doing. That's good for him. I don't ever talk about him on my shows or any of my stuff. What am I going to do? You know, you can't help anybody who doesn't want the help. And okay, cool. I worked with the guy. He gave me an amazing opportunity, but you move on. You know, everyone else has moved on. And I guess in a way he's moved on too with what he's doing. But you can fix his podcast. I just don't know if anybody cares at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that the problem is, and again, like he's always going to be the legend to me. I was listening to old O&A clips today in the shower.
Both of them are, of course, they're always going to be looked at back at like, oh, remember Opie and Anthony and the great stuff that's online.
I just think that he's left it way too late in the game now, and like it's in this day and age that the guy who used to be on one of the biggest radio shows in history has one of the worst quality production podcasts in the world. Like it's just, it's fucking insane.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I still think it chalks up to being, so he can't be, Anthony always said that, so he can't be compared to everybody else who does things like this. Well, I don't look like that. I don't sound like that because I'm not doing what they do. It's like, well, you got to figure out something. You have to have some sort of identity, not just, I'm using terrible equipment. I'm answering Facebook questions. And if that's what he wants to do, then that's exactly what he's doing. So maybe he is happy with that. But I don't know. I haven't talked to the guy in forever. I don't know what's going through his head. And I'm fine with that. You know, he's going to do whatever he does. I think it is boring, but who am I to criticize? People don't like my shows for some reason. Well, so it's to everyone's discretion as far as what they like and what they don't.